Hey, welcome to Real Guys Fishing Channel. If it's your first time watching, click that subscribe button. Today we're going to talk about buying a fishing kayak. Hey, welcome to Illinois in February. I'm bored. I want to go fishing and I don't want to stand on the ice to do it. So I've been looking at buying a kayak. I already have a boat and the boat takes me most places I want to go, but I've always been jealous of the guys in kayaks that can get out there into the really shallow water and target some of those fish that are in creeks and channels and stuff like that. So to add to my fleet, I've got a boat. I want to add a kayak. That way I can get into some of that shallow water. I'm lucky enough to have a local kayak dealer. They've got a lot of different makes and models of kayaks that are in their store. So I got to go there, I got to sit in them, I got to touch them. And I would encourage you to do the same thing. If you're lucky enough to have a local dealer, go to it. See them, touch them, sit in them, see what you like. I'm going to show you the different makes and models that they have at that place. We're going to pick up my kayak, we're going to bring it back, and then over the course of time, I'm going to show you how I'm rigging it to do the kind of fishing that I want to do. So today's the big day. I'm going to pick up my kayak. I'm hoping they allow me to film in the store, but I haven't asked them ahead of time, so we'll see how that goes. So just in case they don't let me film inside the store, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing here. So here's what I've got going so far. I grabbed my hitch extender, and I've got that ready to go into my receiver hitch because I have a 5.5 foot bed. I've got one of those full-size pickups with the extra short bed because for some reason I thought I needed a big back seat, which I don't. And I have straps, but they're the crank type straps, which I think they pull too hard on the kayak. From what I've read and seen on the internet here, if the kayak gets soft, like in the heat, and you crank those straps down real tight, it can deform the kayak. You're supposed to just use cam buckle straps that you just kind of tighten down and keep it from shifting around too much. It's not warm here today, it's 23 degrees, but I still want to get the right kind of straps, so that might be a change or make. Northern Illinois in February isn't really kayak weather, but as soon as March starts to roll around, the streams open up and the lakes start to thaw. As ice fishing season ends, the first open water fishing I do is walleye fishing. The walleye like to head up the rivers towards dams. Where I am, that means moving water that is often pretty shallow. I can get my boat into the larger rivers, but I'm hoping to use a kayak to be more nimble in the smaller rivers where there's a lot less depth. The kayak I decided that I needed was going to be able to tolerate moving water, allow me to stand, be geared towards shorter treks, and allow me years of heavy use. I needed some expert advice, and I wanted to see how I felt sitting in the different models. The advice I got from other kayak anglers, along with the staff at my local kayak place, led me toward a specific hull style, a sit-on-top fishing kayak that I was going to paddle with my arms and not pedal with my legs. Even after I decided on the kayak style, I had to dig through all the brands and quality levels to find one that was both in my budget and would meet my needs. I also wanted to get a lesson on loading my kayak into my truck. As I said earlier, I was worried about how I was going to sit in my truck bed, and I wanted to avoid a costly loading mistake. Well, here I am at Rocktown Adventures, and I think the fact that there's a canoe sticking out of the snow is just testament to the fact that this is Illinois, this is real. So here we are, Rocktown Adventures, and this is why you buy a kayak from a kayak store. Look at this. This place is full of kayaks. My local sporting goods store had like 2 kayaks in it. This thing has everything. And these are some high-end brands. They've got everything from entry-level stuff to some really high-end kayaks. Got a pedal drive here. In fact, they've got a demo over here. Let's check this thing out. So here's the actual pedal drive out of a kayak. You can see this is one of your options. I chose not to do this. Couple reasons. It makes the kayak heavier. Like here's one that's built into a kayak. In fact, I almost got this one, exact one right here. You can see down in the hole down there. That's where this thing spins. But you can see it sticks out the bottom. And I wanted to get into some really skinny water, so I couldn't use this. And it weighs 120 pounds versus the one that I did get, which is this one up here, this Coosa HD. That one is only about 80 something pounds. But you can see you can pull these off the racks. You can sit in them. You can we've got stand-up boards over here. We got all this stuff. So we've got Coosa and we've got Cuda. This is a Jackson kayak. So what's the difference? It's the hull shape. It's a different hull shape design than this one. And according to my sales guy, my Coosa, the one that I bought, is going to be better for smaller bodies of water, moving water. It's not meant to be like a long distance travel kayak. This Cuda, however, the way it cuts through is a little bit different. You can use this for longer jaunts across the lake. It's a little less nimble to spin around in moving water. But that Coosa, for me, for fishing where I'm going to be going fishing, it's going to work out great. Rudder. This is a rudder. I don't have a rudder on mine. I'm not going to need a rudder on mine. If I drop the rudder in moving water, it's going to make it tough for me to spin in circles. But if I were going long distance or covering some distance, this one's set up for that. We've got a nice pedal kayak with a rudder. You can go some long distances. Of course, my phone's ringing. Paddles were a big deal. My sales were helping me pick out a paddle that's not only sized properly for me, but was a lot lighter. These are kind of some entry-level paddles. And from what I read and what I saw is you want to get as light a paddle as you possibly can afford, because that's what's moving the whole time you're trying to move that kayak down the stream or across the lake. The less weight you have to move every single time, the better it is. So I didn't know a lot about paddles when I went to go get my kayak, so I had to learn quite a bit. The first thing I learned was swing weight. As you move your paddle through your paddle stroke, whatever this thing weighs, you're swinging that with every single stroke. So the less weight you have, the less wear and tear on your shoulders, and the less wear and tear you get on your energy level. A lighter paddle, you can move a lot more before you get tired than a heavier paddle. So to make things light, the materials get more expensive. So you have to find a happy medium between as light a paddle as you can afford without going overboard and getting something that you really can't have inside your budget. So I went with a carbon fiber shaft, and it's got fiberglass blades on the end of it. So it's a nice light paddle, but I don't know what length to get, because I've got a kayak that has a high seat position, and it also has a low seat position. And I want to have the paddle the right length to reach the water as I'm seated in that kayak. So to answer that, I ended up with an adjustable length paddle. So I pull the thing apart and it can actually change the lengths. So as I develop my paddling skills and my paddling style, I'll be able to actually change the length with where my seat is sitting and whether I'm a high angle paddler, which is this style, or a low angular paddler, which is this style. So as I develop my skills, my paddle should grow with me. The other thing that's nice to see when you come back to an actual water sports specialty place is you can see how things are rigged. Like here's an anchor that's rigged up off the front of the boat. I actually asked the sales guy about how to do this and why guys are trying to put these anchors on there. This is a project that I'm probably going to do in a future video once I get mine all rigged.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Ready?
So we take the plastic off, or we put it in there with plastic on?
Off, make sure
okay.
It's no damage, and have a look at her.
I am ready.
Woo!
Man, look at that.
Hell yeah.
I can't believe I got this for free.
For free?
Just kidding.
You only had to pay for it?
All
I like
right.
on this one because they dip these boats.
Uh-huh.
So you never had the exact same color.
So they're all a little bit different, with the
different.
paint scheme. That's cool.
This one, I like this color. This is probably one of the best rockfishes I've seen. It has a little bit more gray, a little bit more black in it. good contrast between the red.
Yeah, it does look nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a boat. Good river boat, named after the Coosa River.
I heard that. That's in Tennessee, I believe.
In Tennessee,
Yeah.
yep.
So do we put it in keel first? Is that where
Yes,
what we
you
do?
always
All
want
right.
the stern first because it's the flattest part of the boat.
Okay.
It just sits better. It rides better.
All right.
Try to take off all the accessories that are on it, like the seat. If you're around town, technically you can just keep the seat on, just make sure it's strapped in the front. But for now, we'll just take it off.
All right. So if I was one guy, would I typically grab from the rear and put that in first?
Exactly.
Or do okay.
Exactly. So I'll go and let you do it if you want.
Sure.
You take the stern, lift it up, set it on the tailgate, just like that. Might slide off on a hill right now, so it might not work like that. There we go. Then walk to the front.
Grab the handle.
Grab the front handle and push it in.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Just like that.
And I think you're right. I don't think I need the extender on there.
Boom! See? Now what I would do, and how you properly tie it down,
All right.
is of course always use buckle cam straps. Never use a
We talked
ratchet
about
strap.
that because the ratchet can pull down on this and put dents in it.
Yes,
and just
mainly
deform
when
it.
it's really hot outside. Let's say
So
you
when
need
we
to-
have snow on the ground like today, it's not
you probably
such a
don't have to
problem.
worry
Right.
about it.
Yeah.
But if it's really sunny out, you go to the grocery store after being on the river all day, and you park in the sun, and you have ratchet straps, it won't hurt the boat. That's why I use these. Less torque.
All right.
But the way we're going to actually tie it down here is we're going to go through little tie downs
Yep.
in the bed.
I've got one on each side, and then I've got two more up in the front.
Yep, we're going to go through the handle. After that, just like that, easy peasy. You want to try to avoid twists, but they're new straps, it's almost impossible.
Now I'd heard
And RV's curly fry.
that if you want your straps not to rattle in the wind, sometimes you put some twists in it so they don't
I have
rattle.
heard that. I never put that to use, but it's surely possible.
So Travis, do I put it underneath here as well? Just same way? Or on top? What am I doing
no,
here?
you don't have to do that.
Okay.
Is it through the tie down?
Yep, it's through the tie down.
Okay.
No,
There
I
we
want
go.
this to meet back up in the middle.
You got it.
All right.
Actually, yeah, stick that back there. That makes sense. There you go.
I keep feeding to where this is.
Keep on feeding.
Middle. All right. From the bottom?
Yep. From the bottom.
Is that it?
Now, give it a good old yank. Get her nice and tight. It's gonna slide back and forth, but the way it sits now, the only way for this boat to actually go flying out of the bed is if the handle breaks, which is not very common.
Right.
But for extra security, then you just get in the bed and you go through the rear handle. That's molded handle. So
Okay.
you just go through the stern handle, and then that's it. You don't really need a bed extender. If you're worried about it going flying, if you're on the highway, sure, it's a good idea. What you do with the little extra,
Okay.
you fold it in half and just wrap it around. Then you get a little tail.
That keeps it from flopping in the breeze as I
Yep.
go down the road. All right.
That's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Now, what about flags? I read in Illinois that if I extend a certain distance past the end of my boat, I have to put a flag on.
Exactly.
the
Jackson
end of the tailgate, I
includes
should say.
a flag.
Awesome.
Actually, on the Coosa, you get a Ryan tumbler, cup holder from Yak Attack, a Mega Pro rod holder, then a stand assist strap.
Oh, sweet. Oh, that's helped me stand up.
Yeah.
That hooks up right here, I believe.
Yes.
Yep.
It's gonna be a little slip knot. Boom! That's it.
Now, is it okay to leave that on when I'm in the water?
Yep.
Okay. All right, man. Does it look nice? Looks good in the sun.
It's a nice boat. Paddles really well, treks well. Good balance between paddability and actually being able to stand in it. This is the boat I use all around here.
Made in Tennessee, USA. It says so right on the sticker. Just make sure everything works. Look at that. That works. I didn't open up that one in the back. Let me hop up in there.
Hop in there, you'll have to tie it down on that end. You do some practice.
That one opens up too. Oh, I gotta put that back in there. I think I pulled that off when I was fumbling. Alright. So you went from the end first,
yep,
through
the tie down.
Through the tie down. Then you're saying through this handle?
Yep. Stick both of these through that handle.
Loop
Loop the other one. Just like that.
And then just start pulling up slack.
Yep. Actually.
Well, congratulations. You made it to the end of the video without clicking off of it. I went through how I chose my Jackson Coosa HD fishing kayak with a high and low seating position and a strap to allow me to stand up and fish. The rest of the videos that you're going to see coming out with me in this kayak are how I customize it, how I build some things to make my fishing experience better, and some gear reviews on things that I'm going to be buying for this kayak. If you like what you saw today, please subscribe. Please click the notification button so you know when I have a new video out. Look forward to making some more videos for you.